Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Counting on fans discuss why Jim Bob chose Jill for Derick. Counting on alum Jill Duggar is one of the most popular daughters of Jim Bob and Michelle today. The 32-year-old earned a lot of support from fans after she decided to step away from her parents and the IBLP. However, there's one thing fans have been curious about regarding Jill and her husband Derick. Many are aware that Jim Bob introduced Jill to Derick, but the reason behind it wasn't talked about that much. Due to this, some Redditors finally decided to put an end to the topic. Keep reading to see their comments about the patriarch's decision. Counting on Jim Bob Duggar and Derick Dillard's relationship. Derick was a missionary in Nepal when he contacted Jim Bob to become prayer partners. His father also passed away shortly before he met the Counting on alum. Many also believe that Jim Bob played the role of a father figure to him, resulting in their strong relationship. Jim Bob later introduced Jill to Derick. The two started talking through video calls, but they weren't officially in a relationship until they met in Nepal. Their courtship was also documented during 19 Kids and Counting in November 2013. Fans discuss why Jim Bob picked Jill for Derick. Some Redditors discuss the possible reasons behind Jim Bob's decision to pick Jill for Derick. According to the poster, the Counting on alum could have chosen his oldest daughter, Jana, who's also younger than Derick. Jim Bob basically set up Jill and Derick right? Why do we think he picked Jill for Derick and not his oldest daughter Jana? Jana is still younger than Derick's, so Jesus would have been cool with it. Some think that Jill Duggar's desire to become a missionary played a significant role in her father's decision. Others assume Jill was his favorite daughter and believe that a college-educated missionary man would be the best option he could ever find for his child. Meanwhile, some speculated that the abuse Jill suffered from her older brother gave Jim Bob no other choice but to marry her off to a non-IBLP person. A personality reason is Jill wanted to be a missionary, which I don't think any of the other older girls particularly wanted. Derick was a missionary when he became GB's prayer partner, one person said. 1. Jilly Muffin was his favorite. 2. Jana was more valuable to the operations at the big house. 3. Jana was not abused, whereas Jill was considered damaged, so marrying off Jill to an IBLP outsider was necessary. Another commenter added, I think it's more that Janet is a valuable asset in raising the remaining dozen kids or so. She can't be married off yet. One Reddit user chimed in. Counting on Jim Bob Duggar's status with Jill and Derick today. Things haven't been great between Jill and her parents for years. In October 2017, she and Derick decided to step away from the family's reality show. They later explained suffering from having no control over their lives. But the Counting on alum shared more shocking details in her book, Counting the Cost, which involves Jim Bob allegedly threatening the entire family about speaking against him and Michelle. Jill Duggar participated in multiple Duggar get-togethers last year. It also appears that she's finally in touch with her mother again. However, she remains discreet about her status with Jim Bob. If you are looking for more Duggar family news, come back to TV Shows Ace for all your updates. Counting on fans discuss why Jim Bob chose Jill for Derick. The Duggar family, famous for their television series Counting On, has often been a topic of discussion among fans. One of the more intriguing aspects of the show has been the marriages of the Duggar children, particularly Jill Duggar's marriage to Derick Dillard. While Jill's journey to find love was broadcasted for the world to see, one question that has been consistently asked by viewers is, why did Jim Bob Duggar, the patriarch of the family, choose Jill to marry Derick? The answer isn't just about matchmaking. It's deeply rooted in family dynamics, Jim Bob's controlling nature, and the unique relationship Jill and Derick shared from the start. It's important to understand the patriarchal system within the Duggar household. Jim Bob has often been seen as the primary decision-maker in the lives of his children, particularly in the courtship process. Courtship, rather than dating, is the Duggar family's preferred method of finding a spouse. This means that Jim Bob, as the father, has an influential role in the selection of potential mates for his children. For Jill, this became especially noticeable as she was the first Duggar daughter to enter into a courtship on 19 kids and counting, the precursor to counting on. The family's close-knit and conservative nature often dictated who would be paired up with whom, and Jim Bob's involvement in this process was undeniable. When Jill met Derick Dillard, it was clear that the two shared a genuine connection. Derick, a devout Christian and someone who respected the Duggar family values, immediately won Jim Bob's approval. However, Jill's relationship with Derick wasn't just about their shared faith. It was also about their complementary personalities. Jill, known for her kind, nurturing nature, seemed like an ideal partner for Derick, who was ambitious and deeply devoted to his beliefs. Jim Bob, with his eyes on the future of his children's marriages, likely saw in Derick someone who could provide a solid, stable partnership for his daughter. But beyond these surface-level qualities, there was a more strategic reason why Jim Bob might have chosen Jill for Derick. Jill, as the second oldest daughter, was also the first to be married, meaning her role within the family was pivotal. Choosing Jill for Derick allowed Jim Bob to maintain control over the trajectory of his children's lives. It also helped to further solidify his position as the family's ultimate authority, as Jill's courtship and marriage became an extension of his values and influence. Another important aspect to consider is the evolving narrative within the Duggar family. With many of Jim Bob's children, particularly his sons, following in his footsteps in terms of conservative values, Jill's marriage to Derick marked a new chapter in the family's public life. As a couple, Jill and Derick brought a fresh dynamic to the show, which attracted both fans and critics. Their relationship seemed to carry a sense of independence, especially when Derick later pursued a law degree, which marked a departure from the family's more traditional career paths. In the eyes of fans, Jim Bob's decision to choose Jill for Derick was not just about creating a strong match on paper, but about weaving together a legacy of family values and control. The marriage wasn't just a union between two people, it symbolized the balance between tradition, family dynamics, and the evolving narratives of the Duggar children. For better or worse, Jill and Derick's marriage became a cornerstone of the Duggar family story, and Jim Bob's influence continues to be felt long after the wedding bells rang. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our Reality TV 24 channel and stay with us.